Right now, IVF and surrogacy have returned to the news for reasons that we don't have to get into. This is, to me, the clearest example of moral confusion, not just in our culture, but even on the right. There are many people on the right, many prominent conservatives, who don't understand why IVF and surrogacy and a market for couples who otherwise can't have children, like homosexuals, to purchase babies, why that is wrong. They don't quite understand it. There's a guy, Richard Hanania, who is I guess you'd call him a right-wing liberal commentator. And here was his, I think, sincere confusion on why conservatives would oppose IVF and surrogacy. He says, let me try to understand the social conservative position on reproductive issues. Abortion should be banned so poor people can be forced to give birth. IVF and surrogacy should be banned to prevent smart and successful people from reproducing. Do I have that right? No, he does not have that right. The reason that conservatives oppose abortion and IVF and surrogacy is because we believe that people are not property to be purchased and discarded at will. That's why. That's what unites those two issues. That's what unites the broader sexual ethic among conservatives. What used to inform the civilization that used to be called Christendom. That is why it's wrong. And it's not just the homosexuals who have to recognize it, which we'll get to in 1 second. First, though, when you want to treat your body right, you got to check out Good Ranchers. Right now, go to goodranchers.com, use code Knowles. What do green eggs and your Christmas dinner have in common? They both need a ham to be complete. Not just any ham, a spiral cut heritage pork masterpiece from Good Ranchers. That's the kind of ham that'll steal the show at your family gathering. And guess what? You get it for free with any Good Ranchers subscription. That's a whopping $99 value that you get for free in your first order. Simply subscribe to any box. You will get your free holiday ham included in any order. Get $25 off every order, a free gift in every third box, and free shipping on express delivery. The best part is knowing exactly where your meat comes from, which is a local American farm. Head on over to goodranchers.com, subscribe today with code Knowles, K-N-W-L-E-S, to claim your free limited stock holiday ham before they sell out. Act fast. This offer will not last forever. Order before December 11th for guaranteed delivery by Christmas. Head to goodranchers.com. Use code Knowles, K-N-W-L-E-S, when you subscribe to get your free 10-pound holiday ham. Do not settle for the same old holiday fare. Elevate your feast with Good Ranchers this year. Good Ranchers American meat delivered. Right now, text Knowles to 989898. Diversify your savings with physical precious metals while stockpiling silver in your home safe. With Birch Gold Group's most popular special of the year, now through December 22nd, for every $5,000 you spend with Birch Gold, they will send you a 1-ounce silver eagle coin for free. Text Knowles, K-N-W-L-E-S, to 989898 to claim your eligibility now. You can purchase gold and silver and have it shipped directly to your home, or have Birch Gold's precious metals specialists help you convert an existing IRA or 401k into a tax-sheltered IRA in gold for no money out of pocket. They will send you free silver for every $5,000 you purchase. Keep it yourself or give something with real value as a stocking stuffer this year. Just text the keyword Knowles, K-N-W-L-E-S, to 989898 to claim your eligibility. With an A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau and thousands of happy customers, now is the best time to buy gold from Birch Gold. Text Knowles, K-N-W-L-E-S, to 989898. Claim your eligibility for free silver on qualifying purchases before December 22nd. That is Knowles to 989898. People recoil at the image of two men creating a child through IVF for the express purpose of denying that child his mother. People recoil naturally. Some people, they consciously recognize why that is so wrong. For some people, it's just a prejudice, and it's a true prejudice. It's called the wisdom of repugnance. We know it's wrong, even if some people can't articulate why. It's harder for conservatives to understand the problems with IVF and surrogacy more broadly. So it's so clear when it's two guys who go out to look at a catalog and they pick some woman, they're treating women like objects, like commodities to be purchased. And they say, yeah, I want a woman with blonde hair, and I want her to have gone to Princeton, and I want her to work in banking. Ooh, yeah, maybe we'll get a future financier in our family. And I want her to have blue eyes, and I want her. That's obviously degrading and dehumanizing. Then they find some poor woman who wants to make 20 or 30 grand, often in third world countries, or at least in struggling countries like Ukraine. They will say, okay, I'm going to pick that woman, I'm going to rent her womb, and we're going to implant these babies in her womb. And then she's going to gestate our children for 9 months. And then we're going to do all of this with the express purpose of ripping that child away, not only from his biological mother, his genetic mother, whom he'll never know, but also from the nearest thing to a mother he's ever known, the woman in whose body he has been, whose voice he has heard for 9 months. We're just going to rip him away from that person, not give him the comfort of that person holding him when he's born. And we're going to do that to satisfy our natural desires, but our disordered behavior, because we have chosen, these two men have chosen to be in a relationship that is intrinsically sterile, but in order to accommodate their desires over the needs and best interests of a child, we're going to create a kid to deny him his mother. Does your mother, Matt, do you like your mother? Do you think your mother had any positive influence in your life growing up? Well, you're denying that. Obviously, we all do. We all love our mothers. Even if you have a mother who's not that great, even you still probably love your mother. You are now depriving your child of one of the most important connections that any human being can have. That is obviously terribly, terribly wrong. And the men who do this, a lot of them probably don't know that. And a lot of them have been blinded to that. And the culture has told all of these men that it's totally fine. And the culture has told men that men and women are totally interchangeable and there's no difference between them. And the culture is, the law has even told men that they have every right to do this. So I don't even blame them all personally. Generally, they know not what they do, but it's terribly, terribly evil. But put the homosexuals aside for a second. They don't deserve to bear all the blame for this, because the traditional view is that IVF and surrogacy are wrong, period, for everybody. Why is that? Someone wrote to me, said, Michael, I can't believe you said this, because I can somewhat intellectually understand why IVF and surrogacy might be bad in theory, but I've got nieces who were conceived through IVF. And I'm glad that my nieces are alive, so go F yourself, Michael, because anything that would allow my nieces to be alive, I think is totally fine, you big jerk. You Bible-thumping, moralizing jerk. Okay, all right, hold on, calm down. I hear you. I'm sure your nieces are great. I'm sure your nieces are wonderful, I say. And your nieces have a right to life, and it's good that your nieces exist. The problem for IVF and surrogacy is that no ends, no matter how good, justify immoral means. No ends, no matter how good, justify actions that are intrinsically evil to achieve them. This is the same kind of logic that we would apply to, say, rape. A child who is conceived in rape, I know some. They have a right to life. It's very good that they exist. We like these people. Had your nieces, God forbid, been conceived in the case of rape, you would say, I love my nieces, and how dare you suggest they shouldn't exist? And how dare you say that? I'm not suggesting they shouldn't exist. I'm not suggesting they don't have a right to life. I'm not suggesting they're not good at all. But let's follow this idea to its logical conclusion. Does the fact that your niece's existence is good and they have a right to life, does that fact justify rape? Certainly not. Likewise, good ends can be wonderful and we can celebrate them, but they don't justify immoral means. The reason surrogacy and IVF are immoral is because they interfere into the family. They break up the nucleus, the very building block of political society. They separate the reproductive from the conjugal act. They establish the domination of technology over the origin and destiny of human life. And they can have all sorts of unintended consequences. Every 6 months, it seems, there's some story in the news about how some couples who did IVF, whoopsie daisy, the test tubes got switched, and an Asian couple gave birth to a black baby. So they knew, hold on, this isn't our baby. And, the black couple gave birth to a redheaded white baby. And then whoopsie daisy. We switched the test tubes around. Well, now there's a legal case. Who's my child? That's no good. Why else? What else are some of the unintended consequences of IVF? Well, usually in IVF, many human beings are created. Embryos are made. And then you use one or two of them. Maybe you try to implant multiple and then, too many took. Okay, so we're going to have to abort a couple of them. Or you only do one or two at a time. Then you put the rest in a freezer and, okay, we actually don't want a third child. So then those human beings remain frozen on ice in perpetuity. That's obviously profoundly immoral. What are some of the other problems? Well, how do you think you get the sperm for IVF? Listen, some of you might not be as exacting on your views of sexual morality as, say, the Catholic Church, but acts that we would all agree are at least somewhat shameful, you wouldn't go bragging about them. Those are involved in getting the raw materials. And it's just so damned clinical. And it's just so degrading and dehumanizing. And I cannot stress this enough, it establishes the domination of technology owned by private enterprise or the state over the very origin and destiny of human life, which is very, very disordered. It's a hard saying. Let those who have ears to hear, let them hear it. But we all know, because it's just so obviously repugnant, that it is wrong for two guys to create a kid in a test tube, to purchase a woman, to commodify human beings, to treat people as property. It's wrong to do that. And we see that, and we have that natural reaction. Well, perhaps we ought to apply some reason then and investigate why it's wrong and how that might apply to more people just than those who are a little light in the loafers and eager to have children without doing the things properly necessary to have children. Man, what a great clip that was now. Hey, hold up. You got to ring that bell. Subscribe to the Michael Knowles YouTube channel. We'll see you next time.